What's happening, everybody? Glad to have you with me on Streams of Grace this week. What we're going to be going over is spiritual warfare. I know some of you think, soon as I say that, oh my gosh, he's a lunatic. Well, you're right, I am a lunatic. But I do take my walk with Christ real serious, and I just know that it's something that's pretty prevalent right now in our lives, and I just wanted to go over it a little bit. So I want you to follow with me for just a second. Go back 20, 30, even 40 years for some of you. Thinking about something that you said to someone or something that you done to someone all those years ago. You may have made it right with them. You've got past it, and now come on back up to present day. You're in a car driving to work, or you're sitting in a chair by yourself, all's quiet, and all of a sudden a rush of guilt, a rush of discouragement just starts to cover you like a blanket. Thinking about the actions and thinking about the words that you said to someone so many years ago and how hurtful they were. You start to try to take on their feelings. You start to just focus on it and roll around in your guilt. Let me tell you, that's spiritual warfare. Why in the world is Satan and the enemy so fired up to get us caught up in spiritual warfare, you might wonder? It's because when it is, we're so focused on ourselves that we can't focus on anyone else. If I'm rolling around in guilt and discouragement all day long thinking about something that happened 30 or 40 years ago that's already been covered by the blood of Christ, I'm not going to be much good to those that I meet today. But anyhow, so let me tell you what spiritual warfare is according to the Word of God. In Ephesians chapter 6, it's talking about the armor of God. But in Ephesians chapter 6, verses 10 through 12, we'll read it right fast. Finally, be strengthened by the Lord and by the vast strength. Put on the full armor of God so that you can stand against the schemes of the devil. For our struggle, here we go, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers of this darkness, against evil spiritual forces in the heaven. Guys, the way things are going right now, people are thinking that the other person that crossed the street that's got a different political sign in their yard is the enemy, thinking that someone is the enemy because they think different, even if they act different. Well, first off, if someone don't know Christ, you can't get mad at a sinner for living like they're lost. But second off, guys, it's spiritual warfare. We've been attacked, trying to take our eyes off of what is important, which is the Word of God and sharing Christ with others. Throw the differences out, because the matter of fact, the thing is powerful is we are all created in the image of God. But anyhow, so what is spiritual warfare? What does it look like? Well, I'll tell you what it looks like. First, I'll tell you that Satan is super observant of us, and the demons and all the evil is super observant of us. They watch where our eyes go, guys. It seems like in today's world, I'll just be honest, that clothing has become optional here. And they watch where our eyes go. They watch how we treat people. They watch how we act towards people. They watch how we speak to people. All of those things give Satan and his allies a foothold in our life to wage war against us. So that's what spiritual warfare is. We open a door for Satan to get in our life through showing a weakness, and then he comes in roaring like a lion, seeking who he can devour, to start causing us to do battle, to fight for our mind, and then not only fight for our mind, but also ultimately take our life if we give in. So here's the deal. Guys, Satan is powerful. We can't stand against him on our own. We are undersized and underpowered. But fortunately, because of Christ, we are over-equipped. Christ can take him. And that's who we need to depend on. And next week, when you tune in, we're going to be talking about how to deal with spiritual warfare. I'm going to be talking about some of the struggles that I have in my own personal life. And then I'm going to explain to you how I get through those battles in my own. I'm not saying that it's all perfect. I ain't perfect. I don't know all the answers. There's a lot I don't know. But I am going to share some personal examples of how I get through it. But anyhow, I look forward to spending next week with you. Hope you have a great week. and hope everybody gets to get out and go fishing sometime this week. Talk to you later.